Hello composers, Mike here. Do you often save different versions of your Logic projects because you are a perfectionist like me? Well, there is a better way. Let me teach you about project alternatives right now. I will also give you a bonus tip in the end of this video. So here's what you want to avoid, and I'm sure you can relate to this. These are different projects files that I have duplicated just to try a different version of the project I'm working on. And you can see final mix, best mix, final complete, original mix, master mix, absolute final mix. And then you have to come up with new names all the time because there really is no such thing as a complete, final, perfect mix. Well, you don't have to copy and duplicate these project files outside of Logic Pro X because it actually has a native way of saving project alternatives right inside one original file in Logic. Alright, so let's say you are working on your project here in Logic. Let me just play a snippet of this first. Alright, and then you want to try some different changes in the production, like for example changing out the drums, perhaps transposing it to an entirely different key, changing for example the string patch here or the piano and so on. Well, instead of having to save these as an entirely different file, you can do it right here. In Logic, up in the file menu, you have project alternatives. And the way it works is that you have a master alternative to start out with. And then if you want to make lots of changes, click on new alternative and it will ask for a file name. And I have already done so. And then you can make all the changes in that alternative and well, switch back and forth basically between the alternatives you create to find which you like more. And I have already done this, so I will change the project alternative. This is, by the way, let me bring up the key and so on here. This is in A major, and I have, well, these instruments here. So now let me switch to Alt 1 in B major. I actually transposed it. And I will cut here because this will take a while to load, but let's check out this project alternative. Alright, so I have now loaded up my project alternative. As you can see, if I go to File, it's checked on the alternative, which I named Alt 1 B May, because it's B major. I changed that up here, as you can see. So what changes did I do? Well, I simply changed the drums from an acoustic drum kit to this beat type drum kit. I also changed the acoustic strings to a pad sound in Omnisphere, which sounds like this. It's actually a hybrid between acoustic strings and a pad. And then I changed the piano from keyscape to a, let's see, I don't remember actually. The Grandeur, really nice piano. And I might have done a couple of more minor changes, but let's listen to this project alternative now. So it's actually different from what I had before, and using this technique you can even make alternative mixes. But I personally mainly use it to try out changing complete instruments and tracks and adding and removing stuff and so on. Now here's my bonus tip for you. When you create these project alternatives, don't simply name them alternative 1 and 2 and so on like I did here. Try to come up with names for the alternatives that reflects the changes you made. For example, I could call this beat style alternative because I focused on beat style drums. And of course, if you make a change in the key, you can include that, and so on, just to make sure that you can instantly see what the project alternatives really are, and not having to load up alternative 1, 2, 3, and so on to find out. Check out my complete video series on Logic Pro X tutorials and tips here on my channel. Learn and master Logic Pro X to boost your music composition and production workflow.